Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Manual Gearbox, and we're here with iRacing at Summit Point. And as all of you know, yesterday a new build was introduced into the simulator, and 3 cars were added to the long list of available race cars for our enjoyment. And the cars were 2 LMP1s, the Audi IR18 and the Porsche 919. And also the Dallara IR18. Now this is the replacement of the DW12, which is a car that I never ever liked, to be honest with you. Even though it does have a powerful name attached to it, DW, we all know what that stands for. But unfortunately, the car, it wasn't to my liking, and because of that, I never purchased the car, to be honest. I never raced the car or anything. But last year, at the end of last year, Dallara introduced a new chassis for the IndyCar series, and when I saw it, I just fell in love with it. Why? Because it's like a champ car, futuristic champ car. I'm a big fan of champ cars. I mean, I grew up during the period when champ cars were still racing around and across the country and even around the world, and I was heartbroken, when Kart Series decided to fold. I think it was in 1998. I'm not sure exactly what year it was. But yeah, it was one of those days where lives in infamy. But now it seems like everything is coming back again, coming back together. And yeah, I mean, as soon as the car was released, I immediately purchased it. I purchased this one along with the Porsche 919. Haven't purchased the Audi yet, but I'll do that in a couple of days. So yeah, I just started the sim a couple hours ago, and I took out the car and I started going around, around the racetrack, trying to have the feel for it. The car handles great. The adjustments are bliss. You make one in-car adjustment, and the car responds immediately. I mean, obviously, very well made. And yeah, I want to share with you guys this experience. This is the baseline. This is the garage, actually, and of course we have all the basic elements like tire pressures. This here, the front aero, we have like the double planes on both the rear and front wings. We have the wicker. The wicker is on. It's a 3/8. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's only an option. You got 3/8 inch upper flap. Same down here. We don't want to activate that, otherwise the car will understeer like crazy. The aero calculator, radiator open. This here says increasing the radiator inlet blocking will decrease drag, and to some degree also downforce, but will also reduce airflow to the radiators that cool the engine. 77% is unavailable for races sessions. Okay, so we obviously all this stuff is stuff you need to play around with. It's trial and error. Try to figure out what it does. So now we jump into the chassis. We have, this is interesting, the wheelbase, 121 inches. Currently, this is the only option we got. So I'm not sure if they're planning to introduce a new adjustment where you can actually shorten the wheelbase or, make it longer. It says here, a wheelbase adjustment changes the length between the front and rear wheels, affects the aft weight distribution, aerodynamic proportioning, as well as the responsiveness while cornering. Shorter equals more responsive, longer less responsive. I guess a good analogy of this would be, like the difference between a sports bike and a Harley Davidson, where the Harley Davidson, because of the longer wheelbase, tends to be a little bit more cumbersome around corners, doesn't corner as fast as a sports bike, and that's because of the shorter wheelbase. We all seen a MotoGP and World Superbike. Okay, so this is a racetrack where it's not actually that a fast racetrack. It requires a lot of hard braking, so we're going to change the brake pressures into medium just to see what it does. The steering pinion, we have 3 options. 6-tooth, which will make it the steering ratio decrease, and all the way up to 8, which will be the highest setting, 8-tooth, which that means that more steering angle with steering wheel input. This obviously 8-tooth will make the car more responsive than a 6-tooth. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Because of a twisty track like this one, you want to keep it up at high, at 8. So steering offset, we don't need that. Forward ballast, don't want to click on that. Here, the front, we have this here. This is, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this third spring is actually somewhat closer to the heave, like in a Formula 1 car or an LMP1. Could be wrong on that. But this third spring controls the pitch motion of the car. It doesn't control the roll. So this here could be used to improve the cornering entry ability of the car. It does have only 2 options, none or stiff. It says here, third spring is a center non-linear rate polymer bump stop, which adds stiffness in pitch or bump motion, but not in roll. Stiffer springs control the chassis attitude better. Less pitch change, which is good for aerodynamics, allowing for softer corner springs for better slow speed and bumpy handling. Only available on road courses. Okay, so stiffer spring controls the chassis attitude better. Less pitch change. Okay, so yeah, obviously if you put this on stiff, you can actually soften the spring rates over here. Make the car a little bit more twitchy on the corners. Make it turn better. What else? The weight jacker. This is actually an in-car adjustment. You can actually change this while driving. And what it does is it puts more weight, like cross weight, between the right rear and the left front tires. And this is used primarily for oval racing. It's not available for road courses. So no need to tinker with that here on this racetrack. What else? Oh, this is something very important. The roll bar. So you got your typical positions. This is like the softer, stiffer. This is the default setting, and then there's the where is it? Yeah, this is the bar plate position, and then you have the diameter. Of course, you can actually move this up and down to make it stiffer or softer, and you can also change the composition of the roll bar. In this case, you can go from steel, which is a lot steel, or titanium. Steel being a little more stiffer than titanium. So for this case, we're going to go for titanium. We want to get as much front grip on those front tires as possible. Get the car turning around, and we'll actually leave this at 4. Actually, if you leave it at 4, the car will understeer slightly. But I want to just go out and do a few laps with the default setting, and then do an in-car adjustment. Bring it down to 3 to see, if actually there's a difference there, in grip and cornering speeds. Here we have the dampers. I haven't changed any of this. This is all default. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with this at the moment. This is one of those things that requires a lot of time just to figure it out, what the best settings are. So I'm going to leave it alone for the moment. And then you have the drivetrain. Let's see here. Drivetrain, the gear ratio, the differential or spool. This gear pair alters the... No, this is the final drive, yeah. Oh, man. This gear pair alters top speed and shift points. Shorter options have longer top speeds with earlier shifts, and taller options have a higher top speed and later shifts. Okay, so if we leave that on default, the car will actually redline before approaching turn 1. So you want to put this at the next setting, which will make it the gearing a little bit longer, 18/57. So we're going to put that there. The ramp angle is 45 coast, 75 power. The lower the number, the more the understeer. So if this is actually a 35, it will understeer on corner entry, and if this would be like a 65, it would understeer on throttle application. But the limited test that I've done so far, this configuration seems to be just optimal. I haven't really changed the setting here, but it's perfect, so I'm not gonna mess with that for the moment. And of course you have your turbo boost. I don't know why they added a turbo boost here, but maybe, you know, this might be available in the future. Engine settings, we know what that is. Number 1 will be max power, and if you set this all the way up to 8, your number 8 there will be like, you know, under caution, yellow flag. So we're going to put this on 1 because we're going to take the car out and we're going to try to do some fast laps. Okay, so let's see if I'm not missing anything. Yeah, tires, well, haven't done any tire testing or anything to try to find the optimal pressures for racing, but we're going to leave that alone for the moment. So we're going to apply it and we're going to head out into the racetrack. Okay, so here we are. So like I said, in-car adjustments, we have the dash display, which this will be like more like engine information, and number 1 will be like your racing information, you know, your fuel remaining, your lap difference, lap times, distance to car forwards, etc., etc. Here you have your front brake bias. I'm going to have these mapped to the wheel. Oops. Okay, so I need to remap those. I'm not going to bother with that. And this is your front bar and your rear bar. The weight jacker, which I'm actually clicking on it, and no, it's not working. Yeah, this is specifically for oval, so obviously being on a road course is going to be useless. So we're going to leave everything as it is, and let's go. I'm going to keep the engine map at 1. Okay, so let's go. All the way down to first gear. With the LMP1 car, you can actually take the first corner in second gear. Oh yeah. Slight understeer. That might be because of the cold tires, but we'll give it a few laps. See how the tires respond. Overall, the car's responsiveness is actually quite good. Slight understeer, but nothing to worry about. We'll change that to number 3 in a few laps, just to see if the response of the front tires. Braking is actually quite good. The car feels very well balanced. A little late on the braking there, but that's the thing about this car, is that you make a mistake and it gives you enough room to actually recover. And I lost the turning point. Gotta be careful with the throttle as well, because obviously you don't want to spin those rear tires and go into oversteer. Yeah. Even though I think like you get a little bit of understeer on that back corner there, but in the previous corners, everything just feels pretty good. Tires starting to warm up, so obviously there's more grip. change the front wing adjustments, but that's only done when you pit in. We might do a pit stop, a simulator pit stop, to see how fast the crews take to refuel and to change the tires, change the wheels. The braking is awesome. You actually feel the car just, you don't feel the G's or anything, but you know, you can only imagine what it would be like, you know, driving the real thing. Man, I can't wait to start a season with this car. This is the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to start racing with this car, you know, as soon as the season 2 begins. No ABS, no rear traction control. It's kind of like a driver's race car, you know, except it doesn't have an H-pattern shifter. That will make it like a perfect race car. Uh-oh. Yeah, it didn't brake hard enough. But yeah, we're testing out its off-road capabilities as well. Why not? It's a trial and error test. Okay, so let's soften the front rear roll bar just to see what the car does. Okay, there we are. Number 3. Let's see if there's an improvement in steering. Definitely more feedback coming from the steering wheel, the force feedback. And you can actually feel the car turning a lot better, slightly better than if you would have that on number 4 at the full setting. This is awesome, man. So glad we have this in iRacing. I'm gonna start working on a paint scheme or something. I'm gonna try to make it look similar to Adrian Fernandez's Champ car. It was one of my favorite Champ cars. Okay, so yeah, the balance is great. The steering input is awesome. The car feels great. I'm gonna go for a pit stop. See how long the pit crews take to change everything. Tires, refuel. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just pull up the fuel thing. Tires. Refuel. Tires. There we are. Also have the throttle all the way down to the floorboard and no wheel spin. Tire just... It will spin if I go full throttle here. You gotta feed the throttle to prevent wheel spin. Man, the front grip is amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, one more lap and we'll park this little baby. I've been watching some videos and also reading some threads on the forums, and some people claim that the IR18 engine and the DW engine sound the same. Well, maybe that's because both cars have the same engine. Although in testing, I did notice that the engine on the IR18 sounds a little bit different, you know, in real testing, between the W12 and the IR18. But it's still the same engine, so perhaps, I don't know, there might be some differences maybe in the exhaust system, or maybe the induction system. I don't know, maybe the cylinder heads, I don't know, something might be different there, which makes the car have a little bit of a different tone. I think the IR18 actually has like a higher pitch to it, so that might explain why the difference in engine sounds. But yeah, guys, this is an amazing time for iRacing, for sim racing. We have the IR18, the Dallara IR18 car in iRacing, and I can't wait for season 2 to begin. I'm going to start racing this car. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave a few laps of the car so you can take a closer look at it. And I hope to see you and the guys on the next one, and take care. Bye bye.